now tuned in.
You are now tuned into
the realest show on YouTube with your host, the Angryman.
So, I bet you niggas thought I was gonna let y'all get away with it. I bet you niggas thought I wasn't gonna call it out. Let's play the video real quick. And then I'm gonna cook you niggas with fresh grease.
So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you are unable to find a job, because I am telling people we are headed towards a recession because the United States government is the 15th largest employer in the world. And so firing...
Let's rewind it back. Let's rewind.
We are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you are unable to find a job, because...
So, yesterday, I, like so many other people, called out Jasmine Crockett for basically saying that the U.S. government was not in the business of giving out money, and she doesn't know what $5,000 will do for you. Now, you got a whole bunch of people that decided to jump completely out their body and say, oh, y'all conservatives on the right, y'all ain't playing the whole clip. She didn't say the American people didn't need $5,000. She said she doesn't know what $5,000 will do for you if you don't have a job. Play the whole clip. Play the whole clip. That was the whole clip. Is anybody's mind changed after we played the whole clip? Has anybody's mind changed? No. You want to know why nobody's mind's changed? Black men. Yeah. I'm about to call you niggas out. I'm about to call you niggas out. Yo. If you niggas spent half as much time focused on manhood, masculinity, and competing in a man's world as you do trying to save your mammy, we wouldn't be at the bottom of the totem pole. So, number one, the reason why that entire clip doesn't really change anything is because her statement, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you don't have a job. So, number one, everyone in America is not unemployed. That's the first thing. Making the statement like that. See, here's the thing. She's talking about the American taxpayer. And she's talking about the possibility of the American taxpayer being given a $5,000 dividend by Doge. But she's trying to pose it as if everybody's unemployed. Everybody ain't unemployed. Jasmine Crockett, black men, everybody ain't unemployed. And even if they were unemployed, I'm pretty sure $5,000 would help until they do find a job. That's why the entire thing that she said was asinine, whether you play the short clip or the long clip. It really doesn't matter. It's like shooting somebody point blank range and you want to quibble over whether or not they had the regular clip or the banana clip. It doesn't matter which clip it was. The impact is still felt. You first say you're not in the business of giving out money when last time I checked, when we look historically, that's all you're in the business of doing. But more specifically, you're in the business of giving away money that don't belong to you. You're in the business of giving away our hard-earned tax money to other damn countries. So you are in the business of giving money away. You just don't want to give none to the damn people who supplied the money in the first place. Second thing is, I don't know what $5,000 would do for you if you don't have a job. That's like telling a homeless dude on the corner, I don't want to give you this $5,000 because it ain't going to do much for you because you don't have a job. Let me play the clip again for you. Play it again for you.
So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you if you are unable to find a job, because I am telling people we are headed towards a recession because the United States government is the 15th largest employer in the world. And so firing those that work for the federal government isn't going to necessarily create new jobs in private industry. In fact, Southwest Airlines, based in my district, just announced for the very first time in its entire existence.
Guess what those government employees can do? Because her logic is, oh, we're going to head for a recession because the government is the biggest employer. Guess what, Jasmine Crockett? The government was never supposed to be the biggest employer in this country. The government was never supposed to be the biggest employer in this country. I'm going to say it again. The government, considering the fact that it does not produce anything, government employees are paid with taxpayer money. Therefore, the entire concept of allowing the government to grow to the behemoth size that it is actually contrary to the way the country is supposed to run. It actually puts more strain on the damn economy because you have taxpayers paying more money for what? For a bunch of lazy, shiftless government employees. That's right. Lazy and shiftless. That get paid plenty of money and get tons of benefits to sit on their fucking asses. So when you want to cry about Donald Trump firing government employees, many of which who refuse to take their ass back in the office after COVID, cry me a river, because I really don't give a shit. I don't give a damn. Have any of you ever went into a government building and dealt with a nice government employee? I'll wait. Have any of you ever went into a government building to handle some business and the government employee was polite to you? So you'll have to excuse me. I speak for pretty much all Americans that are not government employees when we say those government employees that got fired, so what? So what? So? Did y'all give a shit about the soldiers who didn't want to get the jab that y'all let go? Did you give a shit about the countless people who couldn't even go back to their job because their jobs, due to your bullshit, hysteria, and fear-mongering, those jobs had mandatory vax policies? Did you care about those people that lost their jobs? The same party that's screaming about women's my body, my choice, but then when it comes to people not wanting to get the jab, you gonna tell them you don't care about their bodily autonomy. Did you care then? Did you care about the countless mom and pop businesses that went under during the pandemic when y'all created that mandatory shutdown? Did you care about them? See, we got a problem here. And the problem that we have here is that we have a Frankenstein on our hands. We have a government that is transformed into a Frankenstein, a behemoth monster that protects itself and doesn't give a crispity fuck about the American public. And now, in order to try to push a narrative, they go get this bed wench and put her in front of you so that white folk can't call it out and niggas can't call it out because niggas is so afraid to critique a black woman. And I see videos of black men talking about, she didn't say y'all didn't need $5,000. She said, what good can $5,000 do if you don't have a job? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you brothers something. Let me tell you black men something. Because it's about time we had this reality check. Because every single time I go on a panel, every single time any discussion comes up about the black community, if you say anything about black women, you niggas lose your mind and you go into protect mode. You can't critique them at all. I could be on panels and niggas will let any American B-dub just talk over me, just talk through me like I'm not saying anything. They'll let them insult you. They'll let them talk crazy to you. They don't demand any respect from them whatsoever. You sit on panels with niggas and they got American B-dubs on there, they're going to talk crazy to you. They're going to talk reckless to you. And you got to call the men to task. You got to literally say out of your mouth, yo, what are you doing? Why aren't you stopping her? Why aren't you cutting her off? Why are you letting her run roughshod over the entire panel? You don't let men do this. Why are you allowing her to do this? I'm going to tell you why. It's for the same reason that these niggas feel the need to defend Jasmine Crockett right now. It's for the same reason that you can't open your mouth to point out flaws in the way our community is run. It's the same reason that you can't correct nobody around you that is of the black female persuasion. It is because black men, you are the weakest fucking group of men in the entire damn world. And every other group of men know it. You are the weakest, period, group, period, of men, period, in the world, period. You have allowed the society, back when it was way more racist, to socially engineer your culture into believing that you are part of a damn matriarchy in a patriarchal country. Some of you Negroes are so damn stupid that you even think that it goes all the way back to Africa. In Africa, we had matriarchal countries. Shut your stupid ass up. There has never in the history of the damn world been a matriarchal anything. But you have allowed this society to make you think that you are in a matriarchy and that your woman is supposed to run the fucking show. And any other group of men that were raised in a man's world knows that you are weak as shit. You have become an entire culture, an entire tribe, an entire group of mama's boys. And just to show you how bad it is, you as a black man could reach the highest office in the land and still get emasculated in front of the world by your woman. And what do? Do you check her for the whole world to see? Do you try to reclaim what's left of your testicles? No, you just accept it. And then have the nerve to expect other group of men to respect you. Why the hell would other group of men, why would white men, Latin men, Asian men, Middle Eastern men respect you when your woman tells you what the fuck to do? Why would they respect you? Why? Then you niggas see a video with me having a conversation with Myron, and the first thing that comes out of your damn mouth is, why you didn't speak up for us? Speak up for you how, nigga? Why the fuck would I speak up for a group of men that don't even speak up for themselves? You niggas talk a real good game when it's just men on the panel. Let one B-dub come on the panel and you niggas change your tune. Like you afraid she gonna go get a switch and beat your ass. Like you afraid she about to whip out her belt. You niggas ain't men. You ain't men. You ain't men. There's nothing manly about you. Nothing. And you're so stupid, you've allowed the world to convince you that a real man lets his woman do whatever she wants. That's not a real man. That's not a real man. You know what you are? I'm going to tell you what you are. You're a fucking lapdog. That's what you are. You are a dog that the owner neglects and rarely feeds to make you mean. So that whenever they need to sick you on somebody, they can do it. Because they're the only ones that feed you. Whenever they feed you. They give you, they bird feed you. They give you a little bit here, a little bit there. So you're constantly fighting for the approval. This is the whole reason why I said you niggas be begging for Scooby snacks. I meant that shit. And then you have the nerve, then you B-dubs. You have the nerve to wonder why you lose your man to white women. Why you lose your man to Latin women. Why you lose your man to women all over the damn globe. You want to know why? Because how loyal is a hungry dog? Really? How loyal is a hungry dog, really? See, all anybody got to do to take your man is just treat him better, which ain't hard. Considering you curse him like a dog, you treat him like shit, you expect all types of shit out of him, and you won't even make him a damn sandwich. You won't even cook, clean your own goddamn house just so you can prove to that nigga that he is not over you or has any authority over you. But you expect him to lay his life down to protect you. And here's the sad part. This is the really sad part. They are used to it. They don't mind it. You know why they don't mind it? Because that's the way their mother treated them. But we supposed to sit here and act like there ain't nothing wrong in the black community. Oh, no, ain't nothing wrong. Shut up! For the love of God, shut the hell up. And stop acting like the shit ain't what it is. Now, you want to run around here and constantly talk about white supremacy. You want to know where you find white supremacy? In the Democrat Party. That's where you find it. The liberal left. That's where you find it. And what real white supremacy has figured out, they figured out what your weakness is. They figured out what your weakness is. Your weakness is that black woman. That's your weakness. That's your damn weakness. Why is it your weakness? Because they socially engineered it so that she's your everything. Because that's the only person that did anything for you. Dad wasn't there. It's just mama. So they socially engineered you. Damn near every song in the black community about parents is about mama. The only song about dads was songs that made them look bad. Except maybe Dance with My Father Again. That's the only one. That's the only one. Socially engineered you to make the black woman your God. Right? And now they know that's your weakness. So what they do is they take her, Maxine Waters, Stacey Abrams. You name for me the front-running black man for the Democrat Party. You name them for me. Name them for me. Name me the front-running black man for the Democrat Party. Oh, wait. Weakest group of men. The weakest group of men in society. And then got the nerve to wonder why your community is where it's at. Got the nerve to wonder why you have a gang problem. Got the nerve to wonder why you can't compete with the rest of the men. Got the nerve to wonder why, and you think it's strictly white supremacy. That may have played a role back in the day, but the reason why you can't do shit today is because of you. Period. It's because of you. You suffer from something that even the African brothers don't suffer from. You want to sit here and talk to me about what Myron said? You upset because of how Myron talks about women? You want to know the reason why Myron talks like that about women? Because he doesn't come from a culture where the women run the fucking show. Same thing with other groups of black men that are not from America. We're the only group of men that are always beholden to our mothers. You're supposed to outgrow your mother, Negro. All I hear in media, whether it's basketball players, football players, rappers, singers, man, I gotta take care of my mama. I gotta buy a house for my mama. Your mama's supposed to have a husband that did all of that before your ass even came in the picture. Flat the fuck out. But we want to sit back and act like that's all good. Matter of fact, let me drop this bombshell on you. You niggas run around here talking about how much you love Tupac. You got so much love for Tupac, right? Guess what? If Tupac was raised by his actual father, he'd probably still be alive today. Let that motherfucking shit sink in. Along with a bunch of other black boys. See, here's the funny thing, right? The funny thing is the protection of black women, right? Because you know that's always the argument. The argument is always that black women are the most unprotected group of people, right? And I don't give a shit what nobody say. I feel like back in the day when Malcolm gave that speech, he was pandering the way most black male Negroes pander to black women. That's the truth. That's the truth. Now I know what you're going to say. Oh, come on, Angryman. Malcolm X ain't here no more. So what? It's the damn truth. It's the truth. Maybe Malcolm was using the same strategy that everybody else uses. If we can get the women to join, the men will follow. That's right. I'm accusing Malcolm X of doing some Derrick Jackson shit. Yes, I am. Because as far as what I can see, a black man will defend a black woman before he defend his damn self. You can't talk about nobody's mama in the black community. They will lose their mind and crash out. You can't tell a black man his wife is cheating on him. He not going to want to investigate that. He going to want to fight you. If a black woman is out in public and there's a bunch of Negroes around and somebody try to attack that black woman, every last one of them Negroes going to jump on that dude. You know what? You know what the protection of the black woman is? The protection of the black woman, or the cry for the protection, right? Because black women, they always claim they're not protected. So they're always saying, we're not protected, we're not protected, we need to be protected, we need to be protected, right? The protection of the black woman is like the church building fund. I'm going to say that again. The protection of black women is like the church building fund. If you cry hard enough about the church building fund, people will keep giving money, keep giving money, keep giving money, keep giving money, keep giving money. But in actuality, there's nothing wrong with the building. Same thing with this. If you keep saying that black women aren't protected, it's going to make the niggas want to protect more and more, even when it's unnecessary. So you end up with niggas that's overzealous because they're trying to avoid being accused of not protecting black women. But there was never nothing wrong with the way they were being protected in the first place. See, what they've done is they've convinced you stupid Negroes to defend them to the point where you're defending them even when they're wrong. Even when they are moving and doing things that is to the detriment of the group. Got Negroes running around here talking about some, oh, but but she didn't say that Americans don't need 5,000. She said, I don't know what 5,000 to do if you don't have it. Man, shut up. That's all they got to do. Any bullshit message they want to push without getting any pushback, where they can run the game on you and run a okey doke on you, they pick black women. This is the whole reason why Soros picked those 3 black women to run Black Lives Matter. Y'all shouldn't be this stupid. Y'all shouldn't be this stupid. And they've been doing it forever. They've been doing it forever. They wanted to convince you that black men wasn't shit. You know who they used to do it? Black women. Alice Walker, Terry McMillan, Eartha Kitt, Maya Angelou, Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg, Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole. Like I could go down the fucking list. Tina Turner. Whitney Houston. Niggas is so stupid. They think that Bobby Brown got Whitney Houston on drugs. Actually, it was Whitney Houston that got Bobby hooked on drugs. They looking like she's the angel and he's the ignorant one. She was worse than him. You looking at Ike like he was the abusive one. Tina was worse than him. And what exposed the Whitney Houston thing was they should have never did that reality TV show. If you watch that reality TV show, it became painfully obvious who the problem was. And then, you know, we want to know what make it so bad? This is how disrespected black men are, right? This is how disrespected black men are. When Whitney died, Whitney's mother wouldn't even let Bobby speak at the damn funeral. She let Kevin Costner get up there, and he got up there and gave one of the most narcissistic speeches I ever saw in my life. Most of the damn speech he gave was about him. They have a damn thing to do with Whitney Houston. And then she then proceeded to do everything in her power to keep Bobby away from his daughter. Disgusting. 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 And I'll say it, if nobody, and you don't have to agree with it, the fact that that black woman wouldn't allow Whitney's black husband to stand up there and give a speech about his ex-wife, but you'll let a white man who ain't even related to her. There's in one goddamn movie together. Now, this recent controversy with niggas talking about Myron or me critiquing Kevin Samuels. Let me tell you something. My channel will probably never be as big as Kevin's channel was. And I'm cool with that. You want to know why I'm cool with that? Because I know why his channel was that big. I don't got no intention of trying to help none of these freaking broads. None. Absolutely none. 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 I can see. I got eyes to see. As harsh as his criticisms were, that man went out of his way to try to help those women and explain to them what they were doing wrong, and they fucking despised him for it. Celebrated when he passed away. Do you honestly think I want to help a group like that? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help these brothers, the ones that want to be helped. The ones that ain't got no problem saying, yeah, mama did a bunch of stuff she wasn't supposed to do. The ones that's going to say, yeah, my mama talked about my dad like a dog, but I still went to go see him and get his side of the story. I'm not speaking for you weak-ass men that run behind your mama, holding on to her apron strings. The type of nigga that would let your mama overrule your wife. The type of nigga that'll make your wife sit in the back seat and your mama sit in the front seat like she your wife. I'm not speaking for you niggas. I'm not speaking for you niggas that think you got to put your cape on every time somebody say black women shit stink. I'm not speaking for you niggas that will watch countless male content creators put out valuable content that can help you, and you don't lift a finger, you don't hit the like button, you don't donate, you don't do shit. But all it takes is for a black woman to sit up on camera with her boobs damn near popping up out of her shirt, and you're donating hundreds of dollars consistently. I'm not speaking for you niggas. I'm speaking for the men, black, white, or other, that want to truly be men and understand that being a man does not mean you are under a female. And I'll tell you something else too. You men that have panels where you let women run the fucking show, you ain't got to worry about me coming to them panels no more. You ain't got to worry about me coming to them panels no more. Because it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It makes me want to puke. The way y'all will let women disrespect grown men knowing good and well if those grown men start talking crazy to them women, you'll have a problem with it. Like, I got no more patience for it. No more patience for it. And that's why this whole concept, y'all running around telling me, oh, you should have checked Myron. Nigga, shut the hell up. If I can't check y'all, how I'ma check him? What I'm complaining about right now, I ain't just start complaining about this. I've been complaining about it. The funniest thing about it is there were female content creators that came into space causing all kinds of problems. I told you niggas, yo, boycott them. Stop watching their content. Stop going to their channels. You couldn't do it. You let them come up in here and wreck shit, and guess what? You want to know what's so funny about it? Most of them ain't even here no more. Most of them ain't even here no more. Eventually, they decided to leave of their own volition. And of course they would leave, because the damage is done. They came here to fuck your shit up, and that's exactly what they did. And sashayed they ass right on out the door after they did it. But back then, nobody wanted to listen to the angry man. You didn't give a damn about the angry man. You didn't care what I had to say. You was just hell-bent on making sure the angry man don't become king of the manosphere. That's what you was hell-bent about. You so focused on my rise that you ignored your fall. There's so many chicks I can name right now that was problematic. They're nowhere to be found now. Nowhere to be found. What does that mean? It means you didn't have to give them the shine you gave them when they were here. Because guess what? They come and go. You know why they come and go? Because they don't have no skin in the game. They don't have no skin in the game. They do what's trendy. I'm not doing this shit because it's trendy. I'm doing this shit because it's what I believe in. It's my purpose. It's my mission. Not doing this shit for play. If I was doing it for play, do you think I could have this much dedication to it? But so far as niggas running around here critiquing me on what I should be saying and what I shouldn't be saying, I don't give a damn what you niggas have to say. And the reason why I don't give a damn what you niggas have to say is because in a man's world, nobody respects you. Period. In a man's world, you are not respected. And I don't live in a woman's world. I live in a man's world. And as much as niggas pop they shit about this, that, and the third, nigga, I be everywhere. I be everywhere. And I done told niggas, if you see me in person and you got an issue with me, bring that issue. But the only thing I see when I'm out and about is daps, handshake, and love. Now, the only difference is when you niggas is running around here talking all of this goofy shit. Like, my thing is, let your masculinity show itself in your life. But let your masculinity display itself in your life. See, the funny thing about it, because this is what these niggas do. Let me show you what these niggas do. What these niggas do is they try to, because they're so matriarchal minded, right? What they'll try to do is they'll try to get the women on their side. They'll say, but he's critiquing you and he's saying this and he's saying that. But you want to know the main reason? You want to know the main reason why a lot of these niggas don't want to debate me straight up and come with certain talking points? You want to know why? Because as much as you niggas try to claim that you care so much about black women, as much as you niggas try to claim that you protect black women and all of this shit, you niggas don't even take care of your black women. I mean, sure, you might be willing to curse a nigga out over a black woman. You might even be willing to punch a nigga in his face over a black woman, depending on how big he is. But financially, you don't take care of your black woman. She probably takes care of you. You don't provide your black women with actual leadership. She probably leads you. You don't provide your black woman with a comfortable home. She probably provides you with one. And some of you niggas that want to come at me on some, well, why didn't you defend black people? I'm trying to figure out how a nigga that's married to a white woman gonna give me a lecture about defending black people. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against interracial anything. You can do what you want. But when you're a black man that's married to a white woman, you can't be running around giving niggas lectures on pro-blackness. That's not your lane, my nigga. That's not your lane. At all. You feel me? And for those black women that sit over there kikiing with that nigga when he's talking shit about black men, I got one question for you. One question for you. He's a black man talking shit about black men, and you black women sitting over there giggling with him, and he got a white wife. I find it interesting that y'all never bring that up. But if he was a black man with a white wife talking about black women, that'd be the first thing you call him out on. That'd be the first thing you call him out on. How do I know this? Because you do the shit to Uncle Tom. Now, the way I see it is if he can sit his ass over there and talk about black men while he's married to a white woman, then Uncle Tom can talk about black women while he's married to a white woman. It is what it is. It is what it is at the end of the day. But don't be running around here, Shake, trying to act like you an authority figure on some shit and you get to tell people who they can and can't talk about, nigga. Shut your goofy ass up and go eat some lettuce, nigga. Because really, what it boils down to at the end of the day is it don't matter if you niggas is with black woman, white woman, Asian woman, Arab woman, Latin woman. It don't matter who you with. Don't matter who you niggas is with. Because most of you niggas don't level up to the damn bar where I'm at, nigga. If you really want to be talking that shit. If you really want to be talking that shit, nigga. Because guess what? When these women, and it ain't just black women, when these women, mostly black women, when they get up here and they complain about the shit you niggas can't do, and they talk about the shit they wish you niggas would do, they talking about the shit that I actually do. Cause that's really the thing. That's really the thing. And see, I'm gonna tell you something. That's the shit niggas used to talk. Niggas used to talk that I'm a man and I do this and I do that. They used to talk that shit. Do y'all, any of y'all that's been around long enough, do y'all remember that shit? Do y'all remember how niggas used to talk that big bank shit? Niggas used to talk that big D energy shit. Like they used to talk that shit until they realized that your bank ain't as big as you thought it was. That used to be what niggas used to do. They used to run their mouth. They used to try to flex until the niggas that can really flex started flexing. Once the niggas that could really flex start flexing, they got quiet. They stopped talking about accomplishments. You notice that? They stopped talking about accomplishments. They don't want to talk about that. No, they don't. No, they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about accomplishments. Yeah, Jasmine, they was flexing heavy. I do this and I do that. See, they was flexing until Kevin Samuel said, "Show your work. Show your work. Show your work." And then when niggas, and then when the real accomplished people started showing their work, it's like these niggas, the rest of these niggas shrunk. They didn't want to see it no more. At one point, I don't even do it anymore. But at one point, I was flexing so hard in this bitch, niggas was like, stop, please. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when I was doing the shoe cam? Where I was like, support the shoe, and I would turn on the camera and show you the kicks that I got? Or be in here with freaking fur coats and all types of wild shit. See, in the real world, right? The only men that get to poke out their chest and talk their shit are the men that accomplished what they said they were going to accomplish. Now, y'all are lucky that I don't come with that type of energy that Anton come with. Anton will flex on y'all niggas all day. He don't give a shit. And I don't know. Maybe that's just the energy being a millionaire gets you. But, nigga, if I was to get up here and really start going at you niggas, it wouldn't be pretty. Because I sit back and I watch what all of the women complain about. How they talk about you niggas lacking. Let me tell you something. You got women that be out here flexing on you niggas. Flexing on you niggas. You want to know the main reason? See, I try not to do shit like this because I don't want to hurt no feelings, right? I want to help fellas. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but it's too many of you niggas that's too highly critical of me. You got too much shit to say about me. Here's the reality. Right? I don't even know if I should say it. In fact, fuck that. I'm going to say it. If women can outperform you, you can't talk no shit to me. If you're in a position where women, average everyday women, can flex on you, because here's the reality, right? The reality is there's one simple reason the vast majority of these women, especially the black ones, are cutting up with you niggas. You want to know the main reason, and nobody's going to tell you this. They're just going to keep lying to you. They're going to keep lying to you. Do you want to know the main reason why in the black community you today cannot get the modern black woman to submit to you? You want to know the reason? You want to know the reason? Press 1 if you want to know the reason. And we're going to read the super chats and cash apps in a second. Press 1 if you want to know the reason. Because she don't need you for shit. She don't need you for a damn thing. She don't need you for shit. She don't need you for shit. And that's why they don't got no humility. That's why they don't got no humility. Because if you were in the position of a man, she'd have some humility. Now, I know what some of you niggas are gonna say, because some of you niggas is smarty art ass niggas. You gonna say, but Angryman, if you're talking about being a provider and having money, that doesn't fix anything, because look at, and you'll use some celebrity as an example. But as Meek Mill once say, there's levels to this shit. It's levels to this shit, young boy. So my question is, are you dealing with a woman whose social circle is men that make $50,000 a year and you make 150? Guess what? If the men that are available to her makes anywhere from 50 to 70,000 a year, and she makes anywhere from 50 to 70,000 a year, and you make 150 to 200,000 a year, she not gonna act a fool with you. Especially if you have standards, boundaries, and you know how to stand on business like a grown ass man and not be doing no simping shit. She not gonna act a fool with you. Now, if you make from 150 to 200,000, and the men that's available to her make that same amount of money, she don't give a shit. She don't give a shit. You might be able to hold it down with her just with your masculine frame. You might be able to hold it down, but she don't really need you, nigga. So when you looking at these celebrity women that's with a guy that's worth 10 million, and you say she's still acting a fool, you know why? Because the other men that's available to her is worth 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. She still has an abundance of options. See, if you dealing with a woman that has a social circle of men that's worth 10 million, you got to be the nigga that's worth 100 million, 200 million. Now, some of you niggas gonna say, but Angryman, that sounds like you trying to make a certain amount of money to impress women. No, what you're trying to do is you're trying to put yourself in a position to where you can have peace of mind. How much is peace of mind worth? How much is peace of mind worth? I ain't never seen a woman arguing with a brother in a Rolls Royce. Have you? Have you? I haven't. it's kind of hard to be mad when everything's taken care of. How did I learn this? How did I learn this? I learned this because when I was struggling, I realized it's easy for a chick to be mad, frustrated, and upset when nothing's taken care of. So I said, if it's that way on that end of the spectrum, then it's got to be the opposite on the other end of the spectrum. And guess what? I was fucking right. Now, it ain't just about the money. The money is a big part of it, but it ain't just about the money. You also have to move a certain way, operate a certain way. You got to be about your business. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And don't compromise what your beliefs are and what your standards are, and set your fucking boundaries. And stand by them shits. In other words, be a motherfucking man. The reason why you see a lot of these dudes that have money still getting played is because they don't move like men. They think all they need is the money. It's not just the money. It's not just the money. You got to be a man with the money. And you want to know how important the man part is? There's some dudes out here that's a man and they don't have much money, and they women respect them. Being a grown-ass man is the cake. The money is the icing on that motherfucker. I'm going to say that again. Being a grown-ass man is the cake. The money is the icing on that motherfucker. Now, let me ask you this question. When you go to cut that cake and get you a slice of cake, how much cake do you need if the icing is too rich? Exactly. Not much. Not much. Not much. But it's nice to know it's there. It's nice to know it's there. You feel me? It's comforting knowing it's there. But you don't need a lot of it. You don't need a lot of it. Just a little bit, just a little taste. You feel me? That's the position you want to be in. You want to be in the position where you got it, but you don't necessarily gotta use it or it's there. That's where the comfort comes from. The comfort comes from the fact that it's there. Exactly, the position of power. the position of power. But see, this is the type of things that these other grown men they don't talk about. They don't have no, like, bruh, you literally got grown men that sit around all day gossiping. Sit around all day gossiping. Gossiping. Sit around all day just straight gossiping. And then you got to ask yourself, like, really, what is niggas really doing? What is niggas really doing? You ever look, matter of fact, I'm gonna ask Kai this because I know how Uncle Tom get down. Let me ask Kai this question. You ever go so many places and do so much stuff that you're content just being at home? You ever go so many places and do so much stuff that you're content just chilling at home? And when you do go somewhere, after about maybe the third, maybe the fourth day, you're ready to go back home. See, the reason why a lot of these dudes got a woman nagging them about going on trips and doing this and doing that, because they don't never do shit. They don't never do shit. See, these niggas is the cake. These niggas is the raggedy cake with no damn icing on it. You know that damn cake? You get a slice of it, and you gotta have something to drink to try to freaking choke that dry ass shit down. And you left unsatisfied. That's these niggas. But they always up on YouTube trying to give somebody a damn lecture about something. Always trying to give somebody a lecture about something. Yo, let me read these. Weakest group of men ever. Yo, shout out to Quentin. He said, thanks for the stream. Shout out to Dark Power. Shout out to Vincent. He said, supporting my interests. BINO. Shout out to SL. Talk that shit. Shout out to Ezel. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah, and by the way, y'all might not know this. But before he blew up, you know what Kevin Samuels had to say about the Angryman standard? Press 1 if you like to know. Because I had the standard before it was a book. If anybody was on that stream where I was talking about the Angryman standard and Kevin was in the chat room, this is what he said. He said, yo, not only does it work, but it works retroactively. In other words, you could already be in a relationship with a woman and having issues, and you can apply this shit and it'll fix it. And if it don't fix it, it won't even matter because you'll move the fuck on to the next one. Shout out to 3-Man Podcast. He said, you have the best song selection. Music AG Man. Appreciate you. Shout out to I'm Up 79 said, all that glue she using to hold that wig on her head burned up her brain cells. Shout out to Time to Annie Up said, salute to you, AM. Thank you for broadcasting and calling out the BS consistently. Shout out to Calvin. He said, like Walmart too, not never let talk about it. Shout out to I Man Up. He said, when it comes to B-dubs, black men softer than funeral music. Facts. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to COAT Brothers, Cook AM. Thank you for your work. Shout out to MD 1985. He said, grease, fresh grease popping. Shout out to Cal. He said, not wrong, would have the same music for him. Shout out to Jerome. Appreciate you. Shout out to AH. Shout out to Billy Nico. Said, level up, fellas. Take that pain and use it to build yourself and your business up. Good show, AM. Yo, I'm to the point. I'm to the point now where, hold on, shout out to my man Aaron. He said Trump is such a racist. He's got RFK focusing on why Native American and black people have so many health problems, and he wants to cut the native reservations loose from federal ownership and deed them actual ownership of the reservations as in title deed. Such a racist. Exactly. Exactly. Shout out to Boris. He said, you cooking on the hibachi grill tonight. Salute. Shout out to Lucid Experience. He said, firsthand brothers sold me out for B-dubs. Crazy. Shout out to Corey. He said, for the show, you and Myron saved my life. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro.
$50 boss up. Stack up and match up.
Shout out to Big Mike. He said, America is tired of the B-dub. Facts. That's why I don't know why they think, I don't know why. Look, this is the funny thing. If Kamala Harris didn't win with 80-some% of the black vote, what make y'all think Jasmine Crockett gonna win? What make y'all think Jasmine Crockett gonna win? Like, seriously. She could get, let me tell you something. She could get 100% of the black vote and she still ain't gonna win. Do y'all really think, as much as she set her behind up there in Congress talking about white supremacy this and white supremacy that and white privilege this and white privilege that, do you really think she's going to get a portion of the white vote? Do y'all really think that? Shout out to J Miles said, man, you cooking tonight. Me and my wife listening to you. Appreciate you, fam. But again, to go back to this other point that I was making, right? To go back to this other point that I was making. Now, here's the thing with me. Y'all know my philosophy. Y'all know I believe in marriage. I believe in long-term relationships. I believe that that's the only way that you can cultivate a culture properly, is you have to have an intact family unit in the communities. That's what I firmly believe in, because I've seen the opposite. I've seen how the breakdown of the family unit creates dysfunction. I've seen that, right? So I'm all for brothers getting married, but only if they're marrying women who are a particular type of woman, right? So women that are faithful, women that are loyal, women that are intelligent, women that are classy, women that represent themselves well, women that behave like ladies. You understand? Women that are actually worthy of protection and provision. Now, with that being said, right? The women, regardless of what type of women they are, when they talk about you niggas lacking, they're not completely wrong. They're not completely wrong. There's a lot of you niggas that be lacking, and you be the main ones that want to jump up here and start giving other men lectures and start trying to defend black women. That's what be so funny to me. You got niggas defending black women that ain't married to black women. You got niggas defending black women that don't take care of black women. So here we are yet again with symbolism over substance. Symbolism over substance. Right? You want everybody to believe that you care so much about black women. But what do you do in your actual life? What do you do with what do you do in your actual life? Kai said that is your next book title, Angry Man. What's that? I can't remember which part. Which part? Symbolism over substance. Yeah, that would be a good title. That would be a good title. But yeah, like you got these individuals that they want to make it seem like for instance, you got Dr. Umar Johnson running around here running his mouth about black women. Why he ain't married to one? Why he ain't? If everybody is lying about the temperament of the average American black woman, why are so many of them single? And why is it you Negroes that are constantly defending them, why is it you're not married to one? That's the question. That's the question. And it also goes back to what I said before. Because you got dudes that say, oh, these women expect us to do this, they expect us to do that, they expect us to have this and have that. And that was really funny to me. You know why it was funny to me? Because how does a woman's expectations exceed your ambition? How does a woman's expectation exceed your ambition? Why does she want more for you than you want for yourself? You got dudes up here that'll be like, why I gotta earn 6 figures? What's wrong with making average money? And then you'll have a black woman that'll say, yo, I think a man should earn at least 6 figures. So you mean to tell me that this black woman thinks that you should earn money or thinks that you should earn more money than you yourself think you should earn? So we have to ask ourselves this question, right? Would you making more money benefit you? The answer is yes. So in that sense, is the woman doing the same thing that you do when you try to critique her? Because when you tell her that she needs to stop twerking, she needs to stop being a single mother, she needs to stop being a baby mama, you say you're not doing it to disparage her. You say you're doing it because it's what's best for her. You do realize the women can say that same shit. They can say, I'm telling you not to be a bum. I'm telling you to make more money. I'm telling you to be successful, not to disparage you, but because I want you to be better. They can do the same shit. Am I wrong? See, and it's statements like that. That's why I was never crowned king of the manosphere. Statements like that. That's why. That's the main reason why these Negroes will never give me the props that I deserve, because they don't want to acknowledge the hypocrisy in some of the shit. They don't want to acknowledge the hypocrisy in some of the shit. See, here's the thing, and this is why I honestly feel that out of most of these men, right? I feel like I have every right to critique the women. Ask me why. Ask me why I feel like I have every right to critique the women. Because I'm not lacking in the things that everyone agrees a man should do and have. So when you say to women, you need to do X, Y, Z, and they look at you and say, what about you? Why you ain't did X, Y, Z? This is why a lot of them get frustrated with me when we get into these debates. Because it's certain things they can't say to me. It's the same thing with Anton. When he gets into certain debates, it's certain things they can't say to him. They can't weaponize against him. Anton, he's in an even better position than me. There's literally nothing that they can say to that man. They can't say he got a bunch of baby mamas. They can't say that he got children out of wedlock. They can't say any of that shit. Can't say any of that shit. But with me, they can't hit me with the typical things that women see. This is what the women do when it comes to the fellas, when it comes to the brothers. What they do is they hit you with shit that cuts deep. They'll say some shit like, that's why you broke. Or that's why you ain't got no power. Or that's why you did this or you did that. But see, the only problem is a lot of the shit they say, there's truth behind it. It don't got no power when there's no truth behind it. It don't got no power when there's no truth behind it. See, a woman can't get into a back and forth with me and talk down to me when she knows that I take better care of my wife than the nigga she fuck with take care of her. You see what I mean? How you gonna talk that? How you gonna downplay my manhood when you know, because you watch the content, you know that my wife is in a position you wish you were in. See, that makes it very difficult to talk shit. You got to try to go with something else. You got to try to find something else. You know, you got to find something else goofy, like say, oh well, oh you're fat, angry man, or you dye your beard, or you're old, or you know, you got to find something else. You got to find something else. You can't go with that. Yo, shout out to Cutie Exec. He said, you talking that talk, brother. I heard a few brothers in the cigar lounge praising Jasmine. I said, look at these old ninjas bowing to Mammy. Sad. Yeah. Shout out to Cutie Exec. He said, Jasmine is loud and wrong, yelling about phantom racism and white supremacy while having a job in Congress. Was it racism that got her that seat? F out of here. Exactly. Shout out to I Man Up. He said, give me my big wrench for being the first sponsor. You got it, bro. Speaking of, we ain't really got that many supporters. We need some more supporters, man. Somebody else sponsor the show. I know this is a hard conversation. I know this is a difficult conversation. But it's almost like, think about it like this. Think about spending your entire life listening to women say that black men ain't shit because of this, and this. Y'all niggas sorry because y'all ain't got no job. Y'all niggas sorry because y'all don't own shit. Y'all niggas sorry because you don't take care of your kids. Y'all niggas sorry because of this. They got this whole list. Imagine hearing that list for your whole life. And not only hearing the list, but that list being the excuse to why they're not cooperative. Because that's what they'll do. They'll say, well, the reason, I'll follow somebody that's worth following. I'll submit to somebody that's worth submitting to. And then they'll have the laundry list, right? So I used to say to myself when I was younger, I wonder what happens when a man has everything on that list. What's the excuse then? What will the excuse be then? And you know what I found out? There isn't one. So imagine listening to that bullshit your whole life. And then not only achieving the things on that list, but surpassing it. I'm talking about you overshot the mark. Like way overshot the mark. On some shit, nigga. You can't say I ain't got a job, nigga. I own my own company. Shit, nigga, 6 figures, nigga. I'm well past 100 or 100,000. I'm well past that. Like, nigga, this. You got the whole list. You got the whole list. Now, for you brothers, I need you to understand this because a lot of you probably haven't experienced it. I'm not telling you to go out and accomplish everything on that list for women. Don't mistake that. Do not mistake that. That is a horrible mistake to make. There's nuance here. I'm not telling you to go out and fulfill that list just for the sake of women. No. You go out and you fulfill that list for the sake of you. You make sure that you're him, no matter what. Now, the beautiful side effect of being him is watching how the women act around you. Watching the way all of a sudden the things that they would normally try to start arguments about just never happens. Just never happens. And you know, because there was a time when you were younger and you might not have had everything together. And you remember those disagreements, you remember those arguments, you remember, because it's not just, it's weird. It's not just women that you're in a relationship with. It's women around you like, for instance, I'll give you a prime example. When you hear Anton say the women around him is super dope and he love having women around him, right? Those women ain't gonna cut up around him. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Now, here's the thing about when you're a black man. Now, this is very important. When you're a black man, right? When you're a black man and black people are used to certain things. Black women are used to certain things. When a black woman gets around a black man that is accomplished, that lives a lifestyle that most black men don't live. And trust me, it's not that hard to exceed the lifestyle that the average black man lives. It's just not. It's just not. I would argue that once you start getting north of six figures, you're living a lifestyle that most black men don't live. It's just a reality, right? But whenever a woman that's used to being around average, everyday black men that live an average, everyday life, and they get around a dude that lives that different lifestyle, and they get a taste of that shit, you find out real quick that women can control themselves. They can control themselves. They have more self-control than you think. They know when to, like, let me chill, let me not say nothing, let me act like I got some sense. They know. What did what did Shorty Low say? They know, bruh. They know. They know. They're like, shit, I'm not about to mess this up. That's the worst thing. Look, that's the worst thing. Look, let me tell you something. The worst thing a nigga with, why do you think the dope dealer, the kingpin dope dealer, why do you think the women in the hood go crazy over that nigga? It's not because he a drug dealer. It's not about no excitement or none of that shit. It's about the fact that that nigga lives a different lifestyle. She over there chilling with that nigga. She like, yo, I need my nails done. That nigga peel off. Look, that nigga break out the money and hold on, how much you need? What you need? That nigga peel off. Look, he know the damn nails. He know the shit ain't gonna be that much, but he peel you off $500. He hands you a damn knot like that. Yeah, go ahead. Or you go into you're going to NBA basketball games. You're going to NFL football games. You're going to freaking concerts, getting the best seats and shit. You're going to 5-star restaurants. You're going to 5-star hotels and shit. You're going on trips. What? 38 Special said, I spent your re-up on my belt and pants. I flew your girl to the beach. I knew she would cheat soon as her feet felt the sand. That's why them niggas hate Drake. Let me tell you something. The lifestyle that Drake is living, all he gotta do is and it don't matter the lifestyle that nigga's living. It don't even matter if the chick got money. They was doing a podcast and somehow Drake found out the address where they were doing the podcast and sent Melissa Ford some flowers. And she set her ass right there trying her best to keep a straight face, trying her best not to appear to be flattered. And that type of shit is so blinding. Like, look, we all know Drake is using her to get at Joe Budden and the rest of them niggas. But in her mind, the possibility is overriding her logic. In the back of her mind, she's thinking, shit, what if Drake what if Drake actually want to get with me? What if Drake actually, like the possibility. The possibility got her like, shit. And look, let's be real. He's a big spender. This nigga's super generous with the bread. I'm talking about super generous with the bread, bruh. This nigga was at a show and somebody was down in the mosh pit and he was playing rock, paper, scissors with him. He's like, go, right? He was like, in the first round, he was like, you lost. He's like, let's try again. Let's go again, right? So he tried again. So the first time he go, he's like, you lost. He's like, let's try again. It's a tie. Ooh, that's a tie. It's a tie again. Oh, you lost. Damn, man, you lost. I'm going to still send you $20,000. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bruh. just be giving niggas money. Like, here. The nigga was at the strip club and some chick that just started working there, right? Just started working there. She go up to Drake and try to do a lap dance. She mad, nervous and shit. He can tell she ain't, she new and she ain't acclimated to it. And they having a damn conversation and she talking about how she doing it because she going to school or whatever. He said, how much is your tuition, right? She told him how much. He gave her the money on the spot. He gave her like 80 racks. Gave her 80 racks, said, never come back here. So when them chicks be hearing them stories like that, they be like, and that's why, look, let me tell you something. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you Kendrick. I don't care if you ASAP. I don't care if you Rick Ross. You ain't never gonna make them women hate Drake. Never. Never. Why do y'all think Give Me a Hug is such a big hit on that new album? Because what is that nigga talking about doing? He talking about going to the club and spending. He said these niggas ain't spending enough. You will never, look, you will never. That nigga is the biggest trick on planet Earth. You will never make these women hate that nigga. Ever. Ever. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. So whenever you see dudes that live a different lifestyle and a woman can be a part of that different lifestyle, man, the only way she gonna leave that nigga is if another dude try to holler at her and the lifestyle he live is way better than this lifestyle. So it's like if this the average black man, and then the black man that got the lifestyle here, she ain't gonna give a damn about this dude. She gonna care about this dude. The only way she'll leave this dude is if she meet a dude with his lifestyle up here. Problem with a dude like Drake is there ain't too many people that have the lifestyle better than his. He's damn near a billionaire. You feel what I'm saying? This is the reason why you ain't never gonna see Beyonce go nowhere. Because how many other niggas is at Hove level money? You feel what I'm saying? Go, if you want to see how that can go really bad for you, go look at Mariah Carey's most recent performance, right? The fact that she still got to perform is crazy. It's crazy work. The reason why she still got to perform is because the lifestyle that Mariah Carey lives, there's a lot of upkeep. Mariah Carey's the type of chick that's supposed to be with a billionaire. Like the amount of upkeep, bruh, she had got with that one dude that was a billionaire, right? And his accountants told him, no, do not marry her. They was engaged in everything. It was like, no, don't marry her. She's a bad business decision. She was spending $140,000 a month on dog grooming. Dog grooming. $140,000 a month on dog grooming. $50,000 to $100,000 a month on flowers. Yeah. Now, when you see chicks like that, you just need to run for the fucking hills, bro. When you see chicks like that, you just need to run for the hills. And I don't care what nobody say. I believe that's the only reason. Look, that's the only reason that Nick Cannon got to the point where he make the type of money he make. Because he was with her crazy ass. Because he was with her crazy ass trying to keep up with, you know what I'm saying, trying to live up to whatever she thought a nigga was supposed to be. Like, yo, shout out to Grinch. He said, any man who exercises his agency unapologetically can't truly be touched by these bottom feeders. Everybody got flaws, but everybody don't make their dreams reality level. This the last hoorah before Stragmageddon. BMA. Shout out to Cellulite. What's going on, Will? He says, salute, OG, keep grinding. Shout out to Your Sports Now saying, Maria, give Pablo that same respect, making less money. Yeah, and there's a reason why. I talked about it earlier. There's a reason why. Because the reason why Maria gives Pablo that same respect with less money, because Pablo don't take no shit off Maria. You feel me? See, this problem that black men have is a problem that we actually created. It's a problem that we actually created. See, the thing about respect is once you lose it, it's hard to get it back. See, what you got to realize about other groups of men is they never lost the respect of their women as a group. You feel me? Dudes in the Middle East, they protect their self-respect, or they protect their respect for themselves with an iron fist. They don't play, right? The when you look at African men, the same way. That's why there was a lot of women that was trying to mimic the passport bros and go over to Africa and marry African men. And they found out real quick, ain't no matriarchy over there. Them African men won't have none of that shit. Not no back talk, none of that shit, right? So what people don't realize is it's only here in the Western world that you see, women running roughshod over the men, especially in the black community, right? Because once you lose the respect of women as a whole, you feel me? How do you get it back? How do you get it back? Well, one way you get it back is you stop putting up with their crap. But how can you do that when every single time a group of brothers say, hey, man, you shouldn't have to put up with these women and their bullshit. Here come you simps trying to defend them. As long as you simps are defending them, they ain't never going to get right. They ain't never going to get right. And I truly believe there are more simps than grown men. Shout out to Seeker of Truth, said, Mr. Moneybag said, don't bring your girl around me. Yo, shout out to Malcolm. He said, keep up the hard work, AM. Shout out to Omar. He said, I got back to work last week, so I'm going to be stacking trust, no doubt. But yeah, like, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why. Because you got to think about this. When it comes to, like, you'll see white guys, and they'll be in situations where they women is disrespecting them, but it's not because they don't got the money. They just don't got the mentality to not accept the disrespect, because they came up in this feminist gynocentric society too, right? And don't get it wrong, there's still some white guys that hold it down. They're not having that shit, right? But with brothers, in a lot of cases, you don't got the respect of your women and you don't got the money. So you double screwed. Hell, the only reason that black women still deal with black men is because, one, the one thing brothers will do is lay some pipe. And two, other groups of men are not going to tolerate that foolishness. So they have to stick with the brothers. You feel me? In fact, that's where some of the frustration comes from. Some of the frustration that they're giving you, brothers, is the fact that they know you're their only option. They know. They know they stuck with you. They know they stuck with you. So they be mad that they stuck with you, and then they try to take their frustrations out on you. Shit they don't never want to admit, but it's the damn truth. You feel me? But a lot of you dudes, you don't command respect. You're broke. You ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? You just messed up in the game. You just messed up in the game all the way around. Hold on, let me see. Why am I? Okay, my bad. I didn't even see those. Okay, here we go. Yo, shout out to Kish. Kish said, much love and respect to you. I had clipped and spoke on you yesterday. Love and tagged, and I hope you don't. The NOI definitely tricked ninjas into matriarchy. Shout out to Dana. Dana said, thank you for the hard work. Appreciate you.
$50 boss up. Stack up and match up.
Shout out to Rena. Said, good evening, Angry Man. Just logged in. I love your podcast. Blessings. Appreciate you. My bad, y'all. I don't know why those messages weren't coming up. They should have been coming up, but it is what it is. Shout out to Mr. Lone Star. Said, keep talking to these young men, AM, dominating your purpose. The women will follow. Facts. Yeah, like this whole, and dudes don't want to hear this conversation. They don't want to hear this conversation. You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, it's much easier to go the other route. It's much easier to go the other route. But I'm here to tell you, you're not going to get any results with that. Trying to, in this day and age, unfortunately, trying to shame the women into acting like they got some sense, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're going to have to have something that they want. Period. If that's what you want to do. If that's the route you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, I'm going to tell you right now. Winter is already here. Winter is already here. So you can capitalize on winter being here, or you can just have fun with it. It's up to you. You can capitalize on winter being here, and you can use that to your advantage to find you a wife, or you can just play the field and have fun. That's on you. That's on you. You can just go out here on the dating scene, and if you're like, and I'm speaking to the dudes that's in the position to do it. In other words, if you're in that position where you can provide experiences that the average brother can't provide, you got two options. You can utilize that to your advantage to find you a wife, a woman that's, a wife or whatever, or you can continue to be single and just have a bachelor smash fest if you want to. Now, before any of the women say, Angry Man, why would you tell him that? Because it's the truth. Because it's the truth. If these dudes have reached financial success and they don't want to be married, hey, have at it. Nobody had a problem with the women exploring their options. Nobody had a problem with look, you have women out here that are beautiful, right? And you know what they do with their beauty? They mess with whoever they want to mess with. They mess with whoever they want to mess with, and they don't try to get tied down by nobody. So guess what? The same way they capitalize on their beauty like that, men should capitalize on their success if they don't want to be married. If you don't want to be married, capitalize on your success. Same way these women leverage their beauty to get what they want and do what they want. Leverage your success to get what you want and do what you want. All's fair in love and war. All's fair in love and war. Pick your poison. You feel me? Pick your poison. Because nobody has a problem with, you know what I'm saying? Like, see, I'm different, right? I'm a little bit different. I'm an asshole. I'm a supreme asshole. You want me to give you an example of what I mean by a supreme asshole? This is the type of asshole I am, right? If I scroll through social media and I see a woman that's a beautiful woman, and all she do is post selfies, you know, showing off her body, you know, doing them little poses where she stand there with her butt poked out, but she blowing kisses and shit, and she's single, the first thing to pop up in my head is, why the hell you doing all of this shit? You not gonna give no nigga a shot. That's what pops up, and I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about a nigga in general. I'm like, why you doing all of this shit? It's not like you gonna give a nigga a shot. You feel me? It's like if a brother that's rich takes pictures every day with a bunch of money. Like he's just got a bunch of money, and every day he's just taking pictures with the money. Like he's just taking pictures with the money and shit, right? Eventually the women gonna be like, why you keep taking pictures with the money? It ain't like you gonna give anybody any of it. Like, why do you keep taking pictures with the money? You ain't gonna share none of it. You ain't giving up none of the money. And that's how it is with the chicks. They be up there posing and shit, half naked. I'm looking at this shit like, why is you doing that? Why? For what purpose? What? It's sick. It's sick. And I'm going to tell you why it's sick. I'm going to tell you why it's sick, right? Let me ask y'all a question. If I was a rich guy, rich, I'm talking about billionaire rich, right? And every day I just took pictures of me with money. You know what I'm saying? I got a money chair. I got stacks of money stacked up to where I'm sitting in the chair. Every day I'm doing this shit. And then you find out that the reason why I do it is because I like to go to my DMs and see all of the people begging for money. And then call them names. Yeah, look at these brokies. Yeah, you need some money, don't you? Look at you, brokey. Look at these brokies. How horrible would you think I am? How horrible would that be, bruh? How fucking horrible would that be, right? Well, guess what? That's what women do with their beauty. They take all of them thirst trap pictures and then they go to the DM and they laugh at the niggas that want to get with them. They go to their DM and say, look at these thirsty ass niggas. Look at them. That's what they do. But you niggas let them get away with that shit. You don't accuse them of being horrible people. And why do you do that? You do that because you still want to smash them. That's the only reason. That's the only. It be, niggas be in the DM And they don't be, and look, this is what makes it so bad. Niggas don't even be in the DM saying nothing reckless. They be saying stuff like, you're so gorgeous, or you're so beautiful, or I would take care of you, and shit like, genuine shit. Like dudes genuinely on some, oh my God, she's so beautiful, I would do X, Y, Z. And they be in the damn DMs laughing like, that's why I don't feel bad about y'all when y'all get old. That's why I don't feel bad when y'all get old. When y'all get old and dudes don't find you as beautiful, that's why I don't feel bad for you. Because guess what? If there was some rich guy making fun of broke people, you feel me? Thirst trapping broke people, like every day flaunting his money on Instagram every single day, and then all of a sudden he went broke, I wouldn't feel bad for him. I wouldn't feel bad for him. I wouldn't feel bad for him. But chicks that, they be making all of these thirst trap social media content, and there ain't a man in sight, and they bragging about the fact that they don't deal with no man, and look at all these thirsty dudes in the DMs and shit, and then when that crash out happens, when the wall comes and that crash out happens, when you post that picture, when you try to do that last hurrah, when you post that picture in that negligee, but you just a little bit too old to be doing that, and then you look in the DMs and niggas is saying, hey, somebody come get they auntie. Somebody come get they mama. You'd be like, that's when you start flagging niggas here. And look, you can't be mad at dudes for finding that hilarious. The reason why you can't be mad at dudes for finding that hilarious is because you women abuse your beauty. You weaponize it. You weaponize it and you abuse it. You feel me? You weaponize it and you abuse it. See, when the two things that we have as men and women, right? So the man's value is mostly in the money, equivalent to the woman's value being in the beauty, right? So those are the two things that we have mostly that we can barter with, right? Because those are the two things that doesn't require you to know each other. You see what I'm saying? Everything else, character, all of that stuff, it takes a while to get to know each other, right? But on the front end, off the rip, when you see a woman, you immediately see that she's beautiful. When you see a man that got bread, you immediately see that he got bread. So those are the two things that are the most common value for both the sexes, right? So women are allowed to abuse their currency, which is their beauty. But when men abuse their currency, which is money and power, they go to jail. That's why you can't get mad at fellas for laughing at y'all when you hit the wall. Because they're looking at it like, finally, they get a punishment. Finally. See, if a man uses his money and his power to get what he wants out of a woman, like sex or whatever, right? That's considered abusive. And in some cases, it's considered, it can be considered something, they'll try to tie it into something illegal, right? Like they did with so many guys that were in positions of power, right? Because you gotta think about it. Puffy's in prison, right? He's in jail right now for using his power in reference to sexuality, right? Even though they keep saying that a lot of that it was consensual. I don't know if it was or if it wasn't, right? Same thing with Harvey Weinstein. He went through what he went through. Some people say it was coerced. Some people say it was forced. I don't know. I just know he got in trouble for the shit, right? All I know is this. When men use their currency, which is money and power, to get what they want out of women, they go to prison. When women use their currency, which is beauty and sexuality, to get what they want out of men, they get generational wealth. So when men use their currency, money and power, to get what they want from women, they go to jail. When women use their currency, beauty and sexuality, to get what they want out of men, they get a bag. You're never going to see a woman get prosecuted for using her sexuality and her beauty to manipulate money out of a man. You're never going to see that. But you'll see plenty of dudes get in trouble for using his money and power to get sex out of a woman. And that is why the men laugh when y'all hit the wall. That's the reason why they get pleasure out of it. Because you're finally getting some sort of punishment for weaponizing your beauty. Because some of you use your beauty to make men's lives miserable. Some of you use your beauty to make men's lives miserable. But if a man uses his money to make a woman's life miserable, his ass is going to jail. He's going to jail. He's going to jail. Think about it like this. We live in a world where a woman can charge a man money to have sex with her, and she's still the victim in the scenario. I want y'all to think about that for a second. Ooh. She can charge a man to have sex with her. And in that scenario, she's still the victim. you can't make this shit up, fam. You can't make this shit up, bro. You cannot make this shit up, bro. That's almost like a drug dealer charging a drug addict for some drugs, but some kind of way the drug dealer is still the victim. Yo, there's actually, I don't know if they ever passed this law, but I know they was trying to pass a law in Canada that made them selling the box legal, but the men soliciting illegal. So they were going to make it so that the women selling sex would be legal, but the men buying the sex would be illegal. When I saw them say that, when I saw that article, I said, damn, this world fucking hates men. Bro, when I saw that shit, I immediately said to myself, this world fucking hates us, bruh. I mean, hates us, fam. So let me get this straight. You're going to make it legal for women to make money off of men through sexuality, but you're going to make it illegal for the men to pay for the sex. What? What in the fuck? Bruh. Oh my God, bruh. And you know what's so crazy? For all you fellas here right now, right? Especially if you're black. If you're a black man, here's the goofy thing, right? It doesn't matter that there was a time, because if you go back to like the old West, women, you go back to the old West, dudes buying box wasn't illegal. They had saloons that had brothels and all of that stuff, right? There was a time where men did what they wanted and the world didn't hate us. But it doesn't matter because during that time, you was hated because you was black. So when the world actually worshiped men, you didn't get to benefit from it because you were a black man. But when the world finally became more balanced to where black men aren't hated, now the world hates men in general. You can't make this shit up, bruh. You can't make this shit up, bruh. You cannot make this shit up, bruh. So if you had a time machine as a black man, you get to pick your poison. You can say, well, I could live in this day and age where the world hates men, Or I can go back to the past where world doesn't hate men, but they still hate black men. And I'm only laughing at this because of how painful it is. I'm only laughing because of how painful it is. Truth Over Emotion said black men never benefited in any era. It's facts. That's facts. The moment black men got their freedom, they really just traded oppressors. You went from white people being your oppressor to women being your oppressor. You went from white people being your oppressor to women being your oppressor. And it's worse that the women are your oppressor because they get to hide behind and pretend that the patriarchy is the real oppressor. So black women of today can pretend that they're not oppressing you as a black man because they can look at the patriarchy as a whole and say, well, the patriarchy of men oppressed women. You know, the patriarchy that you as a black man never got to benefit from. See how that conundrum works? Because if you try to raise the argument that you're being oppressed as a man, they can laugh at you and point to the entire history of men doing what they wanted to do, which really didn't include you. And they can also use that to reinforce why they should be in the position they're in. How do they do that? They say, well, you black men, you just want a patriarchy so that you can abuse us the way men used to abuse women. That's the game they play. 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 And you want to know what's so funny about it? You want to know what's so hilarious about it? Black women will pretend that we're better off in a matriarchy because if black men had a patriarchy, they would engage in the same patriarchal abuse that white men engaged in with white women, which never really happened. That's the other side of it. Because as much as the feminists try to pretend that they were being oppressed by white men, they really weren't. How were they being oppressed? You were a homemaker. Your husband worked and paid all of the bills. Literally, what women ask for today is what the men did back then. Literally. Those women were not oppressed. Those women were pampered and provided for. They weren't oppressed. They just existed in a world where they couldn't talk crazy to their man and get away with it. That's all that was. That is all that was. They wanted to put themselves in a position to where they wanted the white feminist women wanted to put themselves in a position to where they didn't need or have to listen to white men. Only problem is, at some point they realized they still need white men. The only group that took it all the way to the limit was black women. See, the white feminist women, they went right to the edge, but they stopped because they realized if shit hit the fan, we still gonna need these men. But the black female feminists, they jumped clean off that cliff. In fact, I never miss a chance to use a Dragon Ball Z reference, right? White women are like Vegeta when him and Trunks fought against Cell. Vegeta didn't bulk all the way up because he knew it was going to make him slower. So he only went so far and then he stopped. Trunks is like black women. He went all the way because he didn't realize the folly of what he was doing. Only the Dragon Ball Z fans are gonna get that reference. The white chicks stopped. They was like, nah, we might still need these dudes. Let's slow this down a little bit. You feel me? Let's slow this down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let's slow it down. But anyway, I've been on here long enough running my mouth, talking this smiggity smack. Plus, we ain't really get that many contributors. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to Yoshi K. Said, yo, love your DBZ reference. Appreciate you. Shout out to one Mike. He said, white feminists put a battery in the back of black women because they live vicariously through them. They want to control their men, how they have set BW up to control us. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. They thought they were going to use feminism to control their men, but it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work with white men. It didn't work with them. But when black women applied it to black men, it worked. Like that shit worked. When they applied that shit to black men, it actually worked. You apply that shit to other groups of men, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Anyway, I've been on here long enough, man. Shout out to everybody that came through. Appreciate you guys for coming through, showing love, all of that good stuff. Make sure you guys go check out my book, The Angryman Standard, which is available on Amazon. All you have to do is type The Angryman Standard in the search bar and it'll come up. If you want to check out the merchandise, all you have to do is go to shopbinonation.com. Again, that's shopbinonation.com. But other than that, man, salute to everybody that came through. Shout out to everybody that hit the like button. I'ma holler at y'all later. Deuces.
Spartans! What is your profession?